Yes, sir. What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What's going on? Get this shit up in a few places. Yep, 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 yep. Hopefully you all had a good day yesterday. I I could have had a better day, but I had an okay day. So it is what it is with that situation. Just getting things shared up real quick. You feel me? I was checking out game day real quick. Definitely. Mm, tag a few folks here. All right, all right, all right, all right. What's up? What's up, bro? What's up, bro? Happy Fourth, my guy. I'm in. I'm trying to get in and out. I gotta go to the store, all types of shit. Y'all know how they go. I'm trying to get in and out real quick though, for real. So it is what it is. You feel me? hmm Gotta go pick up an online order from Walmart. They just messaged me talking about I got substitutions and shit like that. So this is about to be crazy, right? Let me share this one more place. Weather looks good. Weather looks good for sure. Weather looks good. So that's one thing. That's a good thing. So be safe out there, man. Be safe out there for sure. Nice wins. He said nice wins on those hits runs and RBIs you posted on Facebook. Yeah. So at the end of what I did, I had posted as a home run play for sure. Right. I had posted as a home run play. Let me pin this up. Actually, I had I had yeah, I had posted as a home run play right here yesterday, but it was just a home run play. So Colt Keith, Springer, and Joe Adele. But how I ended up doing it, those were my some of my favorite bats yesterday, and I ended up playing them all straight, right? So I did the parlay over here on Prize Picks and added in Otani because they had a free. And then I just went on ahead and bet it straight. The home run play for Stringer, then Cole Keith his hits, runs, and RBIs, and then Jordan his hits, runs, and RBIs. Right, all of them plus money. That's how I normally do it though. I have a bunch of that's my favorite prop HRRs. So if anybody trying to figure it out, I do play some of them straight, most of them straight, and I get my ass racked up sometimes too. But what I'm saying it's not the easiest way to kill a bankroll if you betting straight. It's pretty decent, you know. So I think you really got to bet some straights. You have to, right? Bankroll builders as well. I put out a Jackson video. I got one more place to share up. On bro said I missed a 9 leg hit lay thanks to Paez, Otani, and Riley uh, and Green could have made me 1,600 off of them. I know, right? Green, I know how high he's been, but man, I I don't know. I just stuck with I stuck with I stuck with I stuck with I stuck with your boy and Cole Keith yesterday, and probably going to be sticking with him today. Who knows, right? One more thing I got to do, and I'm ready to roll. One more thing I got to do. Um, one more thing, and I'm ready. I'm going to try to run through this here. I'm for real, for real. I can't play around today. I got to go. Let me link something real quick. Edit something related. Boom, put that on there. Shake it up a little bit. I had to put short relate that to my live that I'm doing right now. Um, yeah, for sure, man. If one home run equals three hits, runs, and RBIs, man. When you picking home run plays, obviously, those are the plays that you really, really like, bro. So you know what I'm saying. Here's what I'll do. Let me go over here and to the lineup page. Let's refresh this lineup page just in case we got early lineups out. I do want to see. So we do got the first game lineups out. We have Trevor Story's back there, Jaron Duran, C.J. Abrams, Wood, Garcia, Lowe. Okay, some of these righties and things of that nature. All right, so what happened was I did look at some of these plays last night. And so you know that, right? And I will try to give you guys try to give you guys. First of all, I didn't look at two games I didn't look at, which was um, this Kansas City Arizona game, and it was this San Francisco and San Francisco and Athletics game. So what I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna skip over this Kansas City and Arizona game. Uh, Truth be told, uh, I know Bubick is a pretty decent pitcher there. The Diamondbacks, like, man, I don't target them versus lefties, man. So, but I will target Cattell Marte and probably Suarez. But as a whole, I just don't target them versus lefties. I think that's their most vulnerable spot where you could catch, you can catch them taking L's there, right? So that's one thing with that situation. But I will come back to this game, the San Francisco game. I think I should take a look at this game while we're on screen. I think we should take a look at this game, and I think I remember enough to go ahead and go through the motions just like this, right? So we'll start off with Jackson. So Jackson, I did something I usually don't do, and I asked him for strikeouts. I do my strikeouts on my own. But we'll start off with I told Jackson, hey, give me your top home run plays for July 4th, 2025. They gave me Brandon Lowe, Shohei Ohtani, Alec Burleson, Corey Seager, Vladimir Guerrero, uh, honorable mention Markel Garcia, Kansas City Royals. He must be in a good spot. I did not look at that game. Odds at plus 850. I told them give me their top MLB bets for July 4th. They gave me uh, Milwaukee Brewers money line. I don't know about that. Chicago White Sox money line. Definitely don't know about that. Detroit Tigers money line. Don't know if I'm gonna be going there. And they also gave us a hit for Cabrian Hayes. I didn't even see that game. Truth be told, I didn't even I must have skipped over that shit. I didn't even see that game. Corey Seager hits, runs, and RBIs minus 145. Matt Olson over on hits, a parlay piece, and then I told him give me their top strikeout plays. I don't know about these strikeout plays here, but they gave me Reese Olson over 4.5. Abbott, I next to never take him for strikeouts, so I don't know about that one, right? 4.5. Spencer Strider, I couldn't talk you off of it, right? Um, Bubick over 5.5. I will have to take a look into that, right? Charlie Morton, I definitely have to take a look into that. I don't know, right? Going up against this old team, it is what it is. I'm very undecided on those picks. I'm only one I probably wouldn't mind going to with the Strider, and that's getting juiced up right now. So I did ask for top bets, home runs, and strikeouts. Um, So what I'll do now is I will go through the motions of just trying to refresh myself. Now, I did make some bets last night. The only bets that I put in last night, I'll tell you right now, was a few pitching props, okay, and a couple over unders and stuff like that. Now I'm terrible when it comes to picking games and stuff like that. So I wouldn't trust me when it comes to that. But you know what I'm saying? What up, Ed? What's going on? But it is what it is, right? So here we go. Giolito and Soroka, right? So I think Giolito, he's okay versus lefties at times, right? So he's got that working for him. They do have a couple switches in there. I only looked at the lefties last night. James Wood is James Wood, but I did circle CJ Abrams. I forgot what I seen in him, but I'll tell you this. I have interest in CJ Abrams. Wood, we know who he is. We know what he does, and at times Nate Lowe looked good and stuff like that. But I don't want to go back to the app to see what I seen in Abrams. But uh, if you're looking for that's in an okay spot, I'll say Abrams. Um, I forgot the other bets, but I know Trevor Story. It was Trevor Story and James Wood looked like they could be in some okay spots. Soroka, I took his strikeouts over 5.5, and then let me see, and I took his strikeouts over 5.5 on Prize Picks. I mean, no. Well, I took it on Prize Picks and I took it on DraftKings at -110. And I took Soroka pitching outs at 16.5. I split my wager, so I put half on his over 16.5 outs, and I put half on his over over pitching over strikeouts at 5.5. Uh, and then C.J. Abrams and Trevor Story. Um, so let me see real quick. Matter of fact, I can just dive straight in that game real quick and just take a quick look at what I was looking at here. Let me see, just to give you guys. Uh, I actually think Trevor Story. Let's see, Boston, Washington. I don't have time to do all this shit. I don't even know why I'm doing all this. A lot of y'all guys was fucking with me. If y'all fucking with me, y'all fuck with me, right? I'll go to the course of the season. Marcus Soroka. It was Story. As of late, last 4 weeks, 13 for 38, 4 extra base hits, 3 bombs. Bringing it. Where they at? Boston was on the road today. Yeah. So Trevor Story away. It was still looking okay on the road. Two of those bombs came on the road, right? Last 2 weeks, Trevor Story was 4 for 12. He just looked like somebody that I was very interested in. Last 7 days, I was okay, and then last 7 days, these guys looked okay. So right, and then this barrel rate, whatever, right? So Trevor Story was somebody that I look. I don't bet on Boston that much, right? But I know how Trevor Story is. If I'm looking for a hit or something like that, I look at him. There's other guys that we can look at, and then like I said, was definitely looking at C.J. Abrams as well. Okay, getting back to where we were. Cincinnati and Philly, right? So I here I took Luzardo. I took his strikeouts. I took Luzardo's strikeouts at um 17 and a half. I mean, uh, Denzel Turnage. What's up, Denzel? Funny shit. That's my name too, bro. But I got two L's in my name. Denzel. Straight up, man. Ain't that some shit? I took yeah. I forgot what I seen in CJ, but if you got something you want to elaborate, then it is what it is, my guy, for sure. And we can chop it up. But I did take Lozado 7.5 strikeouts last night, and I also took Lozado 17.5 pitching out to the -110. I split that wager up too. Put half on his pitching outs and half on his strikeouts for Lazardo. As far as bats here, um, Schwarber has looked pretty good versus lefties. Harper and Turner, right? Castellanos historically can hit lefties, but you know, I'm thinking about sticking around with, Schwarber could be one of those guys today. Okay, I'm thinking about sticking around with. I don't know how what single bat I want to, single out. But looking at Cincinnati versus Philly here, uh, left-hand hitters. Well, first of all, I could definitely talk about Trey. I don't have to talk about Trey. I just tell you, over Trey's career, he's historically hit lefties, right? So at the end of the day, um, Trey, you say he got Prospect got all those goblins. Oh yeah, okay. Damn, I might have to go back and look at that shit then. Trey, over the course of the season, batted 367. He probably fall off in the middle of the season, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. Trey can hit lefties, okay? He can hit lefties. Abbott has been good though, so I don't want to fully pick on Abbott, but I just want to bring you the news and get out of that jam, right? Because lately Turner hasn't been looking that good lately. Then you don't see lefties that much, so you do got to take pitching into consideration. Okay, Alec Bohm had been hitting here and there as well, but like I said, Abbott ain't no pushover, right? Well, some of the other bats there was the lefties, and we know, um, you know, uh, we know. We know guys like Schwarber have been hitting lefties all season long, right? Six extra base hits on his pitch mix, six bombs, okay? He's got a 33% K rate, so that's something that you can look at there. I mean, that you got to keep in the back of your mind. And then Harper, he missed some time, right? So he'll start to fade off a little bit as I, bring some of these numbers down. But Schwarber 294, 30% K rate. He will strike out with a 40 fly ball, 17 barrel rate over the last 8 weeks. Bryce Harper, 7 for 13. He was cooking. You know what I'm saying? Last 4 weeks there. That's when you get Bryce. What's his name? Harper names fall off because he had got hurt, right? And then lefties, you don't see a lot of lefties. But at the end of the day, Schwarber has shown an ability to hit lefties. So last month he's 4 for 7 versus pitch mix versus lefties. If I take the pitch mix down and just look at lefties in general, that's something that you could also do as well. Just versus lefties in the last month, he's 6 for 23, two extra base hits. Those two extra base hits were bombs, right? So at the end of the day here, I just wanted to point out those few bats. We got a decent pitching matchup here. I don't have to bet any one of these bats. I just want to let you know who's good versus what. Moving along here, we would have the St. Louis and Chicago game, right? So, um, truth be told, we got an over under 10 in this one here, 9.5, 10 in certain places here. And I mean, we got Miles McCollum on the mound, we got Colin Ray on the mound, man. I'll tell you, long story short here. Um, Donovan and Burleson, I definitely like those two guys, right? I like those two guys, and shit, I'm a Cubs guy, man. That's the squad, that's the city for me. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day here, uh, I like, man. I mean, Pete Crow, Tucker, Suzuki, Bush. I expect runs to be put up here. That's the long story short right here. So I couldn't really pinpoint. I think I took 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs on prize picks last night for Pete Crow Armstrong. But truth be told here, Tucker, Suzuki, Armstrong, Bush, all the motherfuckers can go boom. I ain't even gonna lie, right? I will do. I kind of like forgot I was gonna have to do a refresher anyway. So I just want to do a little drive by, just take a quick look at the Cubs real quick, because I mean, shit. I do need to take a quick drive by, so I might as well do it right now. Um, let's see. Okay, Miles McCullers, not even going to single out his pitch mix. I'm going to leave everything right there. But as you can see, Armstrong, Bush, Tucker, all three of those guys got double-digit bombs versus this pitch mix here. Some of their stuff going to fluctuate throughout the process here. When I bring it back to the last 8 weeks here, Cubs are at home, but Michael Bush was flashing like one of the ones that he's always flashing on the power side. You're gonna get decent numbers for his hits, runs, and RBIs. I haven't checked today. I should have played it last night. Don't know what I was thinking about, but at the end of the day, I can flick a home switch right there and P. Crow Armstrong, Michael Bush, just a couple of people flashing throughout that time. That was the last 8 weeks. But then when you fired up the last 4 weeks, 3, 4 weeks, Kyle Tucker has heated up. So Kyle Tucker, Michael Bush here. Michael Bush got 5 bombs versus pitch mix in the last month. Kyle Tucker's got 3. So it's pretty good there. Flick the home switch. Michael Bush batting 423 in the last month there. So it is what it is. He had his run there, bringing it in the last 2 weeks there. Last 2 weeks, Tucker and Bush batting 400. So they've been doing they damaged in the last 2 weeks versus this pitch mix. So Kyle Tucker and Bush, what I'm saying? It is what it is with those guys right there. But the pitching is not that good, right? Last 7 days, Bush and Tucker got a home run. These guys are batting 455 and 500. So it is what it is with that situation. Now, Pico Armstrong can pop out at any given day. Look out for the strike, stolen bases for somebody like P. Crow Armstrong as well, because if you expect traffic on the bases, they could be getting busy. And then, like I said, both of these pitchers are not that good. You see the numbers right here versus lefties. Both of their barrels are up. Okay, so Colin Ray, 9 bombs versus lefties. So that's Burleson. That's Donovan. I like those two guys, right? Then when you look at the righties here, meh. But at the end of the day, they're not my favorite pitchers. Neither one of them. I expect runs to be put up in this one. Couldn't talk you off the over here or whatever the case may be for you. Now let's go back to where we were. Um, where were we? Right, we was looking at the lineup. So that's that in a nutshell. Okay. Take what you like, leave what you don't there. I'll be betting. I'm gonna have to go in there and bet. And Suzuki, the power was there for Suzuki. I'm gonna have to individually bet their hits, runs, and RBIs. If I bet Bush, Armstrong, Suzuki, and Tucker, hopefully, I'm gonna have to bet them for 2.5, 1.5 for Bush. I should get that at a decent number. But the Crow and the Tucker, I probably have to bet them for 2.5, and maybe bet Suzuki for 2.5, and hopefully, these guys get there. These guys get 2 of them get there at least. I might win a little something, or I might break even. And I'm going to take Burleson and Gorman. I don't know who I'm going to take for bombs though. Most of the power is on the Chicago side. Um, mm, mm, mm. So that's where I'm at with that situation. Um, this game could probably go over too. Um, New York Yankees, New York Mets. So I didn't look at the pitch mix for Hageman. So I don't know how long he's gonna go or anything right there. So I'm not man. I don't have nothing for the New York Yankees, man. Fuck it. I have to go back and look. I'm not getting ready to look right now, but Alonso and Soto. I like Alonso and Soto. I think this could be Pete Alonso day here, but um, I've been doing good, not betting on him. If he go yard today and I don't bet on him, I'm fine. More than likely, I'm probably not. I might look at his hits, runs, and RBIs while he's right behind Soto. One home run equals 3 hits, runs, and RBIs. You're more than likely you're going to get plus money for that. If I'm looking for, I've been betting Soto bombs. I've been betting Soto bombs. So I don't know if he's cooled off or not. And then Nemo hit one yesterday, I believe. But at the end of the day, I like Alonso and Soto. Here, I made a play on this game last night. I didn't bet any backs. I'm getting ready to bet some bats soon. So I took what I do right here. I split it up. I put half on the Rays money line, and I put the half on uh Rays team total over 4.5 and minus 125. I just it's the same old song. We got good weather here in this game here, so things can happen out of the ordinary. Zach Littell, he's giving up the bombs, but he's get Zach Littell has given up bombs, but he could give up some bonds, but he can go on out there and throw down too, right? So, taking a look at he's giving up what 23 bombs, but if you take a look at the numbers, right, he's given up more than 3 runs, one, two, 3 times this season, right? And you can look in his last what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. In his last 14 games, he's given up more than 3 runs once. But he's given up 23 bombs. So you gotta kind of look and think about that shit. Like, okay, he'll give up a bomb, but he can go out there and throw down. Okay, so think about that. Think about that, right? He could go out there and give up a bomb, but he can go out there and throw down. So I mean, that's just how I look at it. That's how it is right now, right? Looking at some of his splits here. Um, he's got 3.4 ERA. He got 3 ERA at home and on the road there. Um, he will be at on the road today, where he's giving up 9 home runs to lefties, 6 home runs to righties. Right, so it is what it is with that situation. Versus this pitch mix, um, versus so who I'm not a big fan of is Chris Paddock. Okay, we got an over under 9 in this spot. I like bats here, man. I like bats here, man. Uh, I like bats here. Um, Brandon Lowe, Magnum. Um, I like bats here, right? So I'm not gonna go into details of who I like or whatever case may be, or I mean just going showing you guys because I want to try to get out of this jam. I gotta go. But Brandon Lowe, I couldn't talk you off of Byron Buxton and Brandon Lowe home run parlay, but the bats are in play here. Okay, the bats are in play here. Let me see. Golly, man. I guess I was gonna have to do it anyway. Let me see. Lefties. Paddock, 5 bombs to lefties and 8 bombs to righties for Paddock. Just know Littell probably going to give one up. You just got to figure out who it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? Littell, 12 bombs to righties, 11 bombs to lefties. He's spreading the wealth, right? But if I was to look at the lefties here for Tampa Bay here, if I was to take a look at the lefties and don't single out pitchers like I always do, over the course of the season, Brandon Lowe, 12 extra base hits, 9 bombs. Aranda, 11 extra base hits, 5 bombs. So you know what it is with that situation. Moving it on in. Last 3 weeks, um, Aranda, Brandon Lowe, they still in the green, right? Jake Magnum, they still in the green. These are the lefties that I would like, but shit. Aranda's fly ball is a little bit higher right now, but we know what these guys can do, right? And Jake Magnum, I'll be looking at him for like a hit or something like that, right? So it is what it is with that situation, And then as far as the righties there, I mean, as far as the righties there, um, I mean it's gonna be Yandy, bro. It's gonna be Yandy. But I still don't know if I'm gonna bet him, but it's still gonna be Yandy. 16 extra base hits, 7 bombs, and then Caminero 17 extra base hits, 9 bombs. Only thing about Caminero is I believe this game is on the road, and I just don't like sometimes how he is on the road, but he can give you a bomb, right? See his on the road, he goes from a 270 to a 111 on the road. He's got 2 of those bombs on the road versus pitch mix. So on the road, he's kind of shaky on the road. Yandy Diaz numbers pretty much stay the same whether he's on the road or at home. Right, so that's what it is. That's where I'm at with that situation. Yandy Diaz last month 7% K rate, 5 bombs, 6 extra base hits, batting 440 versus this pitch mix. Keep an eye out if you got guys like Christopher Morel and Mead in the lineup, but I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I know Minnesota bats got potential, but there's more. The Tampa Bay bats look better to me than those Minnesota bats. But they got potential on paper. Minnesota, them bats got potential on paper, man. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't be surprised if this game went over, or that's what you could probably look at too. I don't normally bet money lines. I'm terrible at money lines, right? I did take Tampa Bay to win this game though. Remember, Zach Littell can give up bombs, right? So I like Buxton. I like Buxton either way it go. Buxton looked pretty good. So keeping it moving here. Pittsburgh and Seattle. I didn't know who was going to be pitching. It was Bailey Falter then. I didn't even look at bats in this game. I'll tell you this. Brian Wu, he's pitching his worst versus lefties. So do what you will with that information. O'Neill Cruz will be in play. Somebody like Brian Reynolds could be in play, or Brian Wu his strikeouts could be in play. I didn't. I might have to take a look at it again. His strikeouts, but Brian Wu went 6 innings or better in every game this season. So San Diego and Texas, right? Randy Vasquez, he's pitched his worst versus lefties. So keep an eye out on this lineup here. Josh Smith looked good at times. A few of these guys look good at times. I'm looking at Corey Seager here. So I want to see what the lineup going to be look like. Might end up taking something like maybe his hits, runs on RBIs, maybe all the way up to a bomb. Favorite bat on this Texas team would be Corey Seager. On the San Diego side of things here, um, Tatis look good at times. Machado look good at times. Those are the guys for me, right? Haven't figured out if I want to bet them or whatever the case may be. But if I'm betting on these guys, it would probably be only those two guys, or one of them, or maybe both. Hit parlays, anything. Angels, Toronto. Um, I took Springer for a bomb yesterday. He got there. Shout out to Springer. And then I liked Kirk yesterday. Well, guess what? Same old song. It's Kirk and it's Springer for me again today. I like those guys versus Kyle Hendricks pitch mix. They're gonna have to adjust, but I definitely like those guys versus Kyle Hendricks pitch mix here. Um, so taking a look at what I liked there. Let's go here. um, LA, Toronto. Going back to the well, though, like I said, going back to the well, um, Toronto Bats, Cal Hendricks. We're going to look at the righties here. Okay. Cal Hendricks. And so over the course of the season, Kirk, he's batting 360 there. And then you got George Springer batting 288. George Springer got the highest barrel rate versus pitch mix over the course of the season, then followed behind Kirk versus this pitch mix. Now, Vladdy and those guys, they're in play, but I'm just telling you what I've seen and what I like, right? So if I go back to the season here, and where are they? They are on the at home. So I could flick a home switch there, and then George Springer goes up a little bit there, right? He goes from a 270 something to a 3 something. Four of his bombs came at home. Him and Kirk still right behind each other in the barrel rates, and Kirk's strikeout percentage is 4.6. So that's pretty good at home. Bringing it on in, bringing it on in to the last uh, month here. Um, the last month here. Kirk and Springer still stay hot. 4 and 5 bombs there, and barrel rates. Kirk's barrel rate slowly creeped up there. But what I do like about this Toronto team is they don't strike out. Even when the bullpen come in, the opposing team bullpen come in, they still don't strike out. That puts a lot of pressure on pitching staffs, right? So that gives them the ability to try to at least stick around, right? So that's something you want to keep an eye out on. Okay, so last 2 weeks, George Springer, 4 bombs in the last 2 weeks. Kirk hasn't hit any bombs in the last 2 weeks. Don't know what's going on with Bichette, but at the end of the day, Kirk hadn't struck out. Everything looks good for George Springer. Going back to the well on him, right? Last 7 days for George Springer. Um, he's got 3 bombs in the last 7 days. Everything looks beautiful, right? Everything looks beautiful. I took him for a bomb yesterday. He got there, and it is what it is with that situation. Kirk, he's still been hitting a little bit, right? He ain't been striking out, so it is what it is with that situation. And I'm just gonna get off this game. That's what I liked, and then I need to learn how to put out there what I like, and get the fuck on, right? So Detroit, Cleveland. You know, long story short here, I didn't even look at the Cleveland bats. I've been doing good not betting on Cleveland bats. So that's my theory for not looking at Cleveland. But I'm going back to the well on Cole Keefe. There were some times where he didn't look so good, but I'm going back to the well on Cole Keefe. I want to see where he is hitting at, though. That's what I want to do with that shit, with that situation. It'll be hits, runs, and RBIs either way it go. Miami and Milwaukee and Miami here. Priester on the mound, Alcantara on the mound. I like Yelich. Okay, I like Yelich. Uh, I like Yelich. That's all to it. Now, if I'm look over here, I know I like Stowers. It was Stowers and Sanchez, right? Those are three bats that I have interest in. If I'm looking for, I'll tell you like this: if I'm looking for power, it's Stowers and then Sanchez, right? And then Yelich, he showed his power as of late, but it would probably hit runs on RBIs for me. Sandy Alcantara's pitching worse versus lefties. Yelich looked pretty good versus that pitch mix. You can go back and check it out yourself. But if I'm looking for somebody to go boom, it'd probably be Stowers and probably Sanchez, right? So that's where I'm at with that situation. Baltimore and Atlanta. Spencer Strider, his Ks are in play. There's some guys over here that can hit this pitch. I don't really want to mess with these Baltimore bats. But if I'm looking for a hit to something like that, Ryan O'Hearn, Gunnar Henderson, right? But Cowser, like I don't know, man. If I had to take one person for a bomb, it would probably be Cowser. Okay, so he's somebody. If I had to take one person for a bomb, it would be Cowser. I didn't even look at profile. I forgot all about him. I know he went yard yesterday or the other day. What it is, what it is. Um, Charlie Morton, Matt Olson would be one of those guys, if not that guy that I probably would be looking at. Matt Olson. If I'm looking for a bomb from somebody on this team, it would be Matt Olson. Chicago White Sox, Colorado. This is Coors. So you're going to see 11 and a half total or something like that, 10 and a half, 11 and a half. Keep an eye on the. I tried to make something out of a lot. Anybody can hit a home run in this park. Okay. So I'm tell you what I looked at, how I looked at this. Vargas, going up towards the last, like at the end of the last 7 weeks or something like that, he was looking good up until then, right? Vargas. And then from then on, Sosa looked pretty good. I bet on Sosa yesterday, but I didn't post it. He didn't do nothing for me. Mickey Moniak looked really, really good. If he's in the lineup, I might end up taking him for a bomb. Sensatella gives up a lot of hits, right? And this ballpark, anybody can go bomb and hit. I don't normally do a lot of analysis for this ballpark because this ballpark produces runs, and like I said, this ballpark produces runs. You know what I'm saying? So when you're looking at hits, runs, and RBIs and stuff like that, my favorite prop, you know what I'm saying? That's something that you need to that's something that you probably want to take heed to, right? So, look, let me see. Colorado, looking at the box score here, they just played in Colorado yesterday. Not this team, but I could just show you what kind of like happens here, man, and just how people string up, how they get their runs in general. Uh, Freeman had three. Um, Beck, Estrada, Doyle, all these guys had three hits, runs, and RBIs, right? For this was yesterday in Coors. Astros, um, four for Paredes, four for Myers, five for Altuve, six for Smith, two for Walker. So you know what I'm saying? Those are the usual suspects. If you're not hitting bombs in here, they can string up runs, man. It's not always about bombs. You can string up runs in here, man. So, the number's going to be inflated, but, don't kill the messenger. So, hits, runs, and RBIs, that's why I like to target games that have traffic on the bases. Remember, one home run hits three equals three hits, runs, and RBIs. So, I can traffic could be on the basis on this one here, right? There's one pitch that Hauser throws. I think it's that sinker. Don't quote me on that, but everybody liked that. But Moniak, through his whole pitch mix, Moniak looked pretty good. So, and he's got good home run potential. So I couldn't talk you off of that. I probably play Moniac, hits, runs, and RBIs, and a bomb. Um, Houston, LA Dodgers. It's Christian Walker at LA Day. You're gonna see that all around. We already know that he goes in LA and gets busy, but is he gonna do it now? Right, that's the thing. Is he gonna do it now? I might sprinkle on a little home run for him, but at the end of the day, Houston bats. I don't bet on them a lot. Okay, Casper. I don't know how long Ben Casparis is going to pitch. So that's another thing. But Houston, they've been hitting, man. They've been hitting, man. So I can't talk you off anything here, man. I can't talk you off anything. I would be looking at those guys for maybe like a hit parlay, but all the usual suspects. You know what I'm saying? But I can't talk you off anything. I don't really single out a lot of Houston bats. Shout out to Cam Smith. You know what I'm saying? Cam Smith, Altuve, Gainer Diaz. It's whatever you want to do, truth be told. Um, some bats that look good to me. Versus Lance McCullers pitch mix with Pajes and Will Smith. I'll be looking at those guys. I'll be looking at those guys to see if they're in the lineup. You know what I'm saying? Jackson likes Otani. Who doesn't like Otani? You know what I'm saying? Versus the pitch mix, I did like Jackson. Did like Will Smith and Andy Pajes. We'll see what's gonna happen, right? I didn't look at this Arizona game, and then I'll top it off. We'll take a look at this San Francisco game, and I'll get out of here. Okay. Where the fuck is it at? Okay. I got a special love for this athletics team, and I got a special love for them guys. But it is what it is. So let's take a look at the athletics. We have Verlander, and we have okay. Sears giving up 16 bombs to righties, and he's giving up 2 bombs to lefties, right? So, but we're gonna look at the athletics righties for real quick though, right? So, Verlander. Um, hmm, 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 hmm. He just seen the athletics. He went 4 innings. Uh, how many pitches did he throw? 80 something pitches. So his pitches has been down. He hasn't pitched 90 pitches only one, two, 3 times this season. And one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8 straight games he's been under 90 pitches. That's something to look at there. 5 hits or better, and one, two, three, four, five, six, 7 of his last 8 games, he got 5 hits or better. So if you're looking at over on hits or something like that, could be in play. Let's take a look here. Let's see versus righties on the road, right? Away. Mm, 4 of his 5 bombs come on the road. They are on the road, right? Athletics, Giants, yeah, okay. So let's take a look here. Justin Verlander, what is he throwing? Fastball 51% of the time, 9 extra base hits, 5 bombs. Let's take a look at that real quick. Mm, Max Muncy, as of late, been knocking the cover off the ball. 3 bombs off that fastball. I know the last 2 weeks he probably got two. One. Okay. He's throwing that slider to Rooker. Ain't got the best average, but and he will strike out, but he does got 7 bombs, 12 extra base hits. I want to bring it in. Let's bring it all the way in here. Last 4 months, 4 weeks. Okay, Rooker getting a little bit better. Muncy had 5 bombs on this pitch mix. That's probably where the other bombs gonna pop out at in the last 2 weeks. He's got three or what? Last 2 weeks he's got 290 for Rooker, 57 fly ball, 25. Okay. All right, 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 all right. Okay. Muncie, last 7 days, he got 2 bombs off this pitch mix. So he's warm as hell. Brooker, Muncie, keep an eye on the lineups. See who's in and out the lineup. Lefties here. Uh, Verlander is throwing the fastball slider. I'll leave it up there. I ain't gonna single one pitch out. At home here, Nick Kurtz. Nick Kurtz got 6 bombs on this pitch mix. At home, he will strike out. Most of these guys will strike out at home. Okay, bring it on in. Nick Kurtz last got 3 bombs in the last 4 weeks. These guys will strike out. And lately, they haven't been looking on my pitch. Best. Maybe the last 7 days, but the last 2 weeks, they just haven't been looking the best. It's a lot of striking outs going on right there, right? So, it is what it is. There's a few guys showing as of late. Muncie been looking good as of late. Brooker, we know what he can do, and it is what it is. Kurtz, what's the total in this one here? Over under 10. That's that ballpark, man. So there's going to be some ancillary things that's going to happen today, probably, right? Taking a look at JP Sears here. We'll take a look at him versus righties right away as he's giving up 16 bombs versus righties. Um, Taking a look at JP Sears, he does have he can jump in the strikeout category sometimes, man, straight up. But I just don't like this ballpark for pitchers. You know what I'm saying? So, um, hmm. San Francisco, did he face San Francisco? Uh, 12, 2K, 6 hits, 1 bomb, 3 walks. Okay. What's he throwing? Fastball, sweeper. Not gonna single it out. I'm gonna leave him up there. I wonder if hmm mm, mm, mm. On the road here. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Man, that's some red shit there, boy. Let me see at home. 10 of those bombs came at home for Sears. Mm. Boy, is that some red shit there, boy. Golly. I I could have saved my little time. Ramos, last 8 weeks, he's waking up. 2 bombs, 5 extra base hits. Snapped that over a little bit on the road. How much of that came on the road? Yikes. Mm. Last 3 weeks, one of those bombs came. I don't know, man. It is what it is. I still like Ramos though. Um, a lot of those, a lot of a lot of Devers damage came versus lefties. He might be the guy you probably want to look at on paper. We'll see. He's batting 300 versus this pitch mix here, 330, 10 extra base hits and 5 bombs. Uh, so yeah, hmm, Devers the one that looks good on paper. The last 4 weeks ain't really looking so good, but it does have 3 bombs, and the K rate is through the roof the last 4 weeks. JPC has got a 23% K rate versus lefty, so there's a possibility he could sit his ass down. And just last 2 weeks, it's just been rough. They've been rough. It's been rough for these boys, man. So if you get too drunk and stuff like that, you want to fade this game. I wouldn't talk you off of it. It does have good weather implications. It does have it does have it does have a high total there. It feels. I thought these bats were going to look a little bit better versus these pitch mixes, but I guess not. I did not look at this Kansas City Royals game here, so it is what it is, man. I got to go. Um, I got to go, man. Straight up. What am I betting on as far as bats wise? What am I betting on? Um, I gave you guys a couple picture props and stuff that I took already, but I took Soroka over K's and outs. Lazardo over K's and outs, right? CJ Abrams story. I like those bats there. Um, I couldn't talk you off Turner, Harper, and Schwarber. Schwarber for a bomb, hits and stuff like that. Donovan, Burleson, Tucker, Suzuki, Armstrong, Bush, right? Looks like a hit parlay or something like that. Hits, runs, an RBI parlay. Um, if I'm looking for a bomb, probably Suzuki, Bush, Tucker. That's on paper. That's how it looks on paper. Didn't look at the Yankees game. Pete Alonso, Soto. If you want to heat check Nemo, you can. He's been hot as of late. Uh, Brandon Lowe, Byron Buxton, my home run candidates. Aranda deserves to be in there. Yandy, if I'm looking for a righty, it would be Yandy. Magnum for hits. We know Caminero can get hit bombs, but most of his come at home. His average goes down a little bit on the road, but it is what it is. Um, Corey Seager, I like Corey Seager here, and don't know if I'm gonna be betting on these guys, but Tatis and Machado, if I had to bet on them, uh, the the Angels, I actually don't quote me on this, but you can go check. But Adele and Ward looked okay, I believe, but Springer and Kirk going back to the well for Springer for a bomb, and he hits runs and RBI. Same thing with Kirk, right? Uh, and it is with that situation. Coke Keith hits runs and RBIs. It's only an 8 total here. I might take him for a hit. It's only an 8 total here, but it is what it is. That situation. I like Yelich hits runs and RBIs. If I'm looking for a bomb here, I'll be looking at Stowers and Sanchez. If I'm looking for a bomb on Baltimore, I'm looking at Cowers. If I'm looking at a bomb on Atlanta, I'm looking at Olsen. Colorado should be runs put up in this one here. If I'm looking at a bomb, if Moniak's in the lineup, I'm probably going to take him. Do what you want to do with this Houston lineup. If you want to take Christian Walker for a bomb because of the narrative, be my guest. And then Will Smith and Andy Pajes look pretty good. We know the usual suspects who they are. Mookie hit a bomb yesterday. You know who the usual suspects, but Pajes and Will Smith look pretty good. Um, if I'm looking at bombs here, of course I'm looking at Devers, right? I'm looking at Devers. I'm looking at Rooker. I'm looking at Muncy and Kurtz, right? So it is what it is. That situation, quick run back again. What Jackson? If you want to use my code here, use code Dee Bets DEEBETS 25 to get to get 25% off your purchase. Top home run plays for them. They gave me Brandon Lowe, Otani, Burleson, Seager, Vladdy, an honorable mention, Michael Garcia. Top bets, Brewers money line, Sox money line, Tigers money line. Uh, Hayes a hit. Seager hits, runs, and RBIs. Olson a hit. Um, Strikeout plays. They gave me Olson, Abbott, Strider, Bubick, Morton, all over. Peace out.